Can't say how the days will unfold. Can't change what the future may hold. But I want you in it, every hour, every minute. This world can race by far too fast. Hard to see while it's all flying past. But it's clear now, you're standing here now. I am meant to be wherever you are next to me. All I wanna do is come running home to you, come running home to you. And all my life I promise to keep running home to you, keep running home to you.
Wish your parents were here to see this. They are. You're the best they could send?
Funny. I was gonna say the same thing.
Saved my life. That's your little mission statement, isn't it? Help people, save lives. Well, now's your chance.
I really wish that I could live to see it.
No. Time to go.
Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reviewing Crisis on Earth X, and we're going to be reviewing the Supergirl and the Arrow episode in this one video. I thought just because they aired on the same night, I thought it would be best if I actually combined these. So we're going to be going over some highlights in this episode, and going through some plot and some character, and what to expect going into tonight's two last episodes. So that's The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any DC TV videos this year. So here is the Stardust reaction from one of you guys before we start this actual review.
That was amazing, and oh my god, Melissa's evilness, like, she is so, like, creepy and amazing. I can't even. Sadly, I have to go to bed, but I will watch the other episodes in the following days. But I'm super excited for the next parts of this, and I loved it.
So overall, the Supergirl and the Arrow episode of the crossover was probably one of my favourite episodes, definitely of this year, and probably one of my favourite episodes in a long time. I thought this was just overall such a great way to actually do a crossover. I thought everything worked, especially the villains. They were really compelling. Like last year we had the Dominators, they weren't a very compelling villains, and this year the Earth X villains are actually very sinister, and we really connect with them. We see the story, why they're actually doing this, we know their motives, and they have been played really well. So I think Melissa Benoist and Stephen Amell deserve an Oscar for this, because they had such great performances in these two episodes. So I'm very excited. I think Overgirl definitely is a clear highlight for me. Great acting by Melissa Benoist, very evil, very sinister, and evil Earth X Arrow was actually so good. I really enjoyed Stephen Amell's performance. I think he did an ace job, and I'm looking forward to them actually moving forward. And it's revealed that Supergirl X, aka Kara X of Earth X, is actually from Krypton. They didn't genetically engineer her like they did in the comics to Overgirl. Overgirl is actually in a relationship with Earth X Arrow, and the way they actually performed during this episode, you could really connect. You can see that they're a proper relationship, and I actually ship them. I think these evil versions of themselves really work well together. I think they had such big chemistry, especially with them both being evil, and I'm just super excited to see what they have tonight. So the Reverse Flash returns, and it's revealed that it is Eobard Thawne from our Earth. So he's from Earth 1, he's travelled over to Earth X. We're not sure what part of the timeline this Eobard is from, but he's from Earth 1, and that's revealed, and you know, that was a big theory going into this, so I'm very happy with how they've actually played this out. And Tom Cavanagh did an awesome job, especially in the Arrow episode. He wasn't really in much during the first part in Supergirl, but overall, I think the Supergirl episode was absolutely great. I loved the fight scene. I think the build up to the fight scene was absolutely awesome with the wedding and everything that came before that. We'll talk a bit more about that in a minute, but this is my overall thoughts just to begin with, and I think that the Supergirl episode did a very good job with the fight scenes, and the Arrow episode was more of a full-on episode, you know, getting to know these Earth X people, and it was revealed that they're actually from Earth X. So it was kind of weird, I have to say, how they took out Cisco. Diggle wasn't there, a lot of Team Arrow wasn't there until the end, and most of the legends weren't there, like Ray, Citizen Steel, Zari, and Amaya. It was just kind of weird how they were taken out, but obviously Cisco had to be taken out of the equation, so they didn't figure out it was Earth X by themselves. They had to let Prometheus X actually reveal that. And also, my final starting point, Alex Danvers is so good. I love her in this crossover. Kyla Lee did an awesome job. She deserves an Oscar for this. I think she's an awesome addition, and I'm very, very happy that she's finally in the crossover. She should have been in all these crossovers in the past because she is one of my favorite characters in the Arrowverse. So, and actually, the Sarah-Alex relationship that goes on in this episode, even though it's only a temporary thing, I think it really works. They really suit each other. They both have very similar skill sets, and they're both really powerful, and they're really strong, and they are great fighters, and their minds think alike. And I thought it was a great pairing, even though I felt like maybe it was a bit too quick for Alex to actually go on a one-night stand. But I guess it's a way for her to actually let out her emotions, because obviously Maggie's been away. So I was a massive Danvers fan, and I'm fine with it. I thought that was quite a nice addition to Alex in this crossover. Finally, what I want to talk about is at the wedding scene, we get to see a person, and they are overly excited about Barry and Iris's wedding, and it was very, very awkward and kind of creepy. And most people have inferred that this is actually Dawn Allen, and I do think this theory is correct, but I will talk more about the Tornado Twins in another video very soon. Moving on, we're going to be talking about some plot points during this Supergirl episode. At the start of the episode, we get an establishing shot of Earth X, so it's revealed to us that there's another Earth, and these are full of Nazis, and obviously that is like show don't tell, so they're showing us but they're not telling us why they're actually there, and our actual characters don't actually know it, so it's an enigma where they're actually from. Why are these people actually invading Barry and Iris's wedding? So we get an awesome name drop, and they actually say the West Allen wedding. That's just a shipper name drop, and obviously Iris's future name. And the opening Guardian scene of Earth X was absolutely great. I'm so happy that they included Guardian in this. I wasn't the biggest fan of Guardian last season, but this version is really cool. He has the American flag on his shield, you know, it's partially done. His mask is all battered up, and I'm very excited to actually explore these other alternate versions of Earth X characters like Wynn and Citizen Cold. I'm very excited. I thought the Guardian scene was ace. We get the epic opening montage about them actually all coming to the wedding. So Green Arrow's fighting ninjas, Supergirl's fighting Dominators. We get a Mon-El cameo. The Flash is fighting King Shark, and the Legends are back in time fighting some people back then. So Kara decides to go to the wedding with Alex, and obviously on the invitation it says to Kara and Mon-El, and later in the episode, Kara has to explain why Mon-El's not there. Mon-El just got married, and he's from the future. So they're actually going to be exploring that storyline with Mon-El a lot more during episode 9, so I'm very excited. I was so happy to see Mon-El actually in this crossover, even for a short scene. So everyone congregated before the wedding, and Oliver gets shut down by Felicity, but obviously she doesn't actually fully explain herself, and he actually tries to propose, but she shuts him down. So one of my favorite parts of the Supergirl episode was Kara actually singing. We knew she was going to sing. Barry asked her to sing, and Barry told her to sing Running Home to You. So that was the song that Barry actually made up, and it was made specially for the musical crossover. So Melissa Benoist did an awesome job singing Running Home to You, one of my favorite songs of the musical crossover, so I'm very happy that they actually used this again. So after this, there's actually an invasion. So Supergirl X, Arrow X, and Prometheus X all come and invade. So Supergirl versus Overgirl, Earth X Arrow versus Green Arrow, Sarah and Alex versus Prometheus X, and they actually in turn end up defeating them, and Prometheus X is captured. And in this epic fight scene, we got other characters like Killer Frost, Heatwave, Cisco, Wally, etc. and they all try and figure out who are these guys, why do they want to actually invade. And in this scene we get to see our first look at the Earth X soldiers and everyone else, so it was a greatly choreographed scene, and I'm so happy that they actually included this because we got to see loads of our heroes actually fight. Even though we're going to get more heroes in the Flash episode and the Legends episode, the Legends are going to come and a lot of Team Arrow are going to come, so it's going to be even better, and I'm very happy that we're actually getting to see a lot more characters. So by the end of the episode, the identities of these main villains are actually revealed, and they're actually Kara from Earth X and Eobard Thawne from Earth 1 and Oliver Queen from Earth X. So moving on to the Arrow episode, so Prometheus X is revealed. He is actually Tommy Merlyn, and I think this was one of the greatest scenes in the crossover so far. It was such a good performance by Colin Donnell. It was just awesome seeing him back, and he reveals that Earth X is where he's from, and Harrison Wells later says that is the 53rd Earth. It's just such a shithole that they actually don't have a name for it. They don't call it the 53rd Earth, so it's just X. And I'm so happy that Prometheus was actually Tommy. That was a big theory going into the crossover, and I think it was kind of sad how Tommy actually said everyone you love is going to die, and then he literally dies. And Oliver obviously has this conflict, is this guy actually my best friend or not, and he realizes by the end that it's not. So Reverse Flash from Earth 1 is revealed to be working with Overgirl and Arrow X, and Eobard himself actually reveals this to Barry and everyone when they have the fight scene. I think it was a really nice joke that they actually pulled off with Supergirl and the Flash actually waiting there, waiting for Oliver, and he's like a minute late and he's like, yeah guys, I don't have super speed like you guys. So that was quite a comedic moment. I think the comedic moments throughout these two episodes have really done well, and it's revealed when all the villains actually show up. Eobard says to Barry and everyone that he put on Harrison Wells' skin again because he liked it and he's handsome. So did he kill Earth X Harrison Wells? He obviously killed someone, so something's happened there. We're not sure what time period this version of Earth 1 Eobard Thawne it is. And where is the Flash, aka Barry from Earth X? Did he kill him? We're not sure, but we'll have to see. And Prometheus X kills himself taking cyanide. This was something that a lot of the Nazis actually did in order to avoid interrogation. So moving on, we get a very epic Power Rangers walkout scene that is very Power Rangers-esque, and all the heroes line up, you know, the main ones, so Firestorm, White Canary, Alex, Supergirl, the Flash, and Green Arrow. They all walk together in this very Power Rangers-esque scene, and obviously they go and fight the Earth X villains. And this scene was actually really great, even though I felt like maybe it was a bit too extended. I preferred the wedding fight scene. I thought this scene was great. We got to see Alex kicking ass, we got to see everyone else kicking ass, but you know, we didn't see too much of the Flash or Reverse Flash there, so that was kind of a disappointment in my opinion, because I really wanted to see more of Reverse Flash, but he's going to be in more of the crossover. So it's revealed by the time that they actually lock up all of our heroes that there is Metallo on this Earth, and he's Metallo X, I'm guessing that's what they're going to call him. He seems to be more of a device rather than even a humanoid, because in the comics he's a humanoid, but he looks more just like a walking talking robot now, and he seems to be more of a MacGuffin in this crossover. So it's revealed that Supergirl is needed in order to save Kara X, as she flew too close to the sun and her cells are actually degenerating due to the extreme amount of solar energy, and they need to do a heart transplant. So Supergirl obviously has the same heart, so she's from Krypton, so it's going to work out if Reverse Flash is able to actually do it. So I'm very excited, and by the end of the episode, Iris and Felicity are actually the ones who are actually going to have to save them. So they're going to find Cisco and they're going to try and breach to Earth X and actually save them, but we know we're going to be getting Citizen Cold and everyone else like the Ray in next episode, so I'm very excited for that. So overall, an awesome 2 episodes, probably one of my favorites of DC TV of all time. I absolutely love both of these episodes. So anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you're new. And remember guys, send me your Stardust reactions in order to be featured in tomorrow's review for the crossover. So anyway guys, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
It doesn't make you strong.